we're speaking about consent. So the shadow of our society is this immaturity we spoke about before, to take responsibility with our energy and our decisions, to own how we affect other people and life itself. So when two people are agreeing to have sex, agreeing to have intercourse, right, or an exchange of sexual energy, do they actually agree? Like, let's really dig deep into that. If we spoke before about that moment where, to most human beings these days, right, when they're not fully conscious and aware, they're coming together with their masks. They're coming together with a certain persona, a certain, for lack of a better word, I'm just going to stick to persona and masks, right? So do they actually agree? Do we have an aligned soul agreement with this, right? Maybe my body agrees, maybe my mind agrees, but have we actually aligned this decision to unite with this person from the soul, from the spirit, from the wholeness of who I am? This is something we really, I love to talk to people about, because if you really think about it, most of the time, if you think about a lot of maybe the past, sexual encounters you've had, if you really dig deep and like, not right now, take the time, to like,
okay, flip it over. So
you might find that a lot of these times were not fully aligned. There was not actual soul, like what I said, soul consent. There was a wound that consented this intercourse. There was a need. There was a pain, right? There was a karmic, whatever, something. There was something else, but it wasn't like a full consent. And so, just because our persona, our egoic mind, says yes, it doesn't mean that the soul and the spirit is in agreement. So just something I wanted to discuss. So it's really important when one truly doesn't know themselves. This is what Jesus was trying to teach Jesus if he was a real person. Know thyself. It's literally the basic teaching of every sexual teaching. Like, know thyself. What does that mean? Knowing all of yourself, knowing your light, knowing your shadow, knowing all the gray in between, right? And then we come to that experience. Then we come to that union. It doesn't matter if it's a one-night stand. You can choose a one-night stand. You can choose a marriage. But am I aligned with this decision? Is this for my highest path right now? The woman, the feminine, the woman offers light codes that only she can share, just as the man does the same. Both need each other's codes and offer a different channel or a portal, right? Like the man is the channel, as we said, the woman is the vessel, the portal of life. When you know you are ready for your sacred union, for your woman, you must prepare yourself and hold strong your own initiation to her womb-niverse, as I call it. It is the space that will offer you the most power, love, and pathway to embody your highest abilities, wisdom, and expansion. Preparing yourself as her channel, the one who fills her up. Because what you fill her up with, you will receive back. Remember when we said, whatever you give a woman, any energy you fill her up with, what's going to happen?
Babies? She multiplies.
Well,
it.
that can happen too.
Don't fill her up.
But let's talk about babies. You enter a woman, you give her a sperm. What does she do? She transmutes it. She makes a baby out of it. She gives you a baby. Everything you give a woman, she will enhance it, she will strengthen it, she will expand it, and she will give it back to you. What happens if you give a woman love? You get so much love back. What happens if you give a woman frustration? Right? 100 times more than what you gave her. So she never, someone take a picture of me with this. I don't take pictures of myself, but I want a picture with this beautiful thing. So anything you give a woman, you will get it back 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times more. So this is why, again, this is why initiation is so important. And we have lost the rights and the power of initiation in our society, which is heartbreaking for me.
I know it.
No.
Sorry, I'm gonna die.
No.
I love you.
I love you.
You're amazing. This is so fun to run with her. So we got duties.
And so really, like, we have in the sacred union, this is something I work with, again, very, very long time with people. But men have a specific initiation, women have specific initiations, and they're both to strengthen and enhance and empower their own powers, not just as a divine feminine or a divine masculine holder, but as who they are in their personal life and their being, and the purpose that they're here for, what they're here to birth and create and expand and everything else.
100%. The fieriest, hottest attraction is always the least compatible partner.
Very wise, my friend. Very wise. Yes. So let's perfect answer. And very honest. And this is the kind of conversations we need more, I feel, in our society. That kind of honesty, that kind of authenticity, and like really exposing our wounds, which I feel, for me at least, gives me power. When I really like put all my shit out there the way it is, I feel more empowered. I feel more aligned with who I am, and as I walk in the world, and also especially in my work and what I do, right? So being that open and honest with first of all with ourselves, right? Like looking at this, oh my God, I'm so attracted to that person right now. Like, and again, it's like you said, the more the more fiery, the more intense that desire is where the biggest wound is. And so we always have to remember, before we dive into, before we go explore and like go opening these doors that should not probably be open most of the times, keep observing, keep being in that space of observing the person, right? And just giving you some tools, take it or leave it. You can play with it, you can find your own tools, just a discussion. What I do is I observe the person, and I take all the time in the world, because I know if I rush into things, it never ends really well. And I'm very fiery, so if I'm attracted, I'm attracted, it's like either I'm not attracted at all, or I'm like, ah. And so observing, what am I attracted to? What are the qualities in this being that I'm attracted? And it's hard sometimes. It's hard to let go of the ego and the mind, and like beyond this physical shape of a person, like that we want something from. Again, but it's another shadow feminine too. Like, do I want something from? Do I want to take? Right? Has this, and me as a woman, I'm speaking as a woman, has this masculine creature wanted to give me something? Sometimes I just want to take before you even offer to give me anything. Right? So am I in my divine feminine if I do that? Like, no, I'm not. Like, let me take a step back. Let me just remember who I am. Let me go back into my womb. Let me look at what exactly are the qualities and the aspects in this person that I am attracted to. Because that union that I crave with this person is actually a union that I'm craving to create within myself that I haven't created yet. So it's literally like you said. So remember, we're always, all of us, whether we like it or not, we're always craving the union. We're always craving that feeling of coming back home, right? Like I call a sacred union coming back home in a way. That's my experience, and you can also name it in your own story what it means to you. But we all have that yearning, that deep yearning. That's why we all want to come together with someone else. All of us, like, I mean, I've worked with some asexual people, and they all crave like we all need that connection, whether so in whatever space in our path that we're on. And so, before we jump into things, acknowledging that attraction and really looking at that attraction from all the aspects of my shadow first, before I dive into something, before I go in. And remember, people, like women, this is a temple, this is a portal. We can't just let anyone in it. We can't. And men, you are a channel of light. Every womb that you're entering, every person you are penetrating, quite physically and spiritually. Let me tell you, I know that like a lot of people think that the woman gets more affected, right? Because we are being penetrated. But no. Actually, the men, we have, as a woman, I have the power to transmute. I teach women also with sexual trauma, like deep sexual trauma, how to transmute that energy into power. When you enter a woman's womb, which is the most powerful space in this universe, sorry, you are going to be changed forever. That woman has the capacity and the power to literally affect everything that you are. Now, because we have been raised in a society for many generations that have made women forget this very basic truth, right? This is why men who were very afraid of the power of the feminine try to contain that power and make us forget and distort it into something bad, like you're a witch, you're a bitch, you're this, you're cruel, you're evil. It's because of that fear of the feminine, because quite frankly, the feminine is the most scary thing in the universe. And let me tell you, I mean, and I know women that you have felt it your whole life, whether you could put words into it or not. We know that men are fearing us more than anything else in the world. And that is why the masculinists try to push us down in every single way possible. I'm talking, we're very lucky. I feel very blessed to live in this day and age. I feel a very free woman. And I live in a society where I can use my voice and I can use my sexuality as I wish. Do it respectfully and responsibly, of course. But we feel all the wounds, we feel all the pain, we feel all the trauma, because all of us are connected through the wombs. We all have this like thread that is connecting our wombs to each other. This is why when I am awakened and I am empowered, I give you permission to do so. And then you do the same for your girls and your sisters and the women in your community. So, wow, I'm sorry. I go on and I talk about any questions or thoughts or...
Can I just add it to go?